On the Word tonight, the king of comedy, Paulie Shaw. Supermodel and wild orchid, Carrie Otis. Danny comes face to face with the scream queens of Hollywood. And Ice Queen, Tonya Harding, turns in a gold medal performance on her wedding night. There's music from YMV, Dodgy, and Supermarket Sweeps, Dale Winton. That's my intravenous strip. I should also say on tonight's show we've got Dale Winton of Supermarket Sweep fame, also music and music from Jalisa Anderson, and unfortunately Lynn Perry, ex-Coronation Street star, who was going to be joining us tonight, can't. She's not feeling too well, so if you're watching at home, Lynn, get well soon. And last week as well, we had a lot of complaints about the graphic pornography in the John Bobbitt piece. So, no, we did. And for those of you at home who were, you know, who did write in and complained, well, what can I say? It was a cock-up.
Also, last week, we introduced you to one half of our new presenting team, that was Jasmine, but I think it's now time to introduce you to our second half.
Hi, I'm Alan Connor, new presenter on The Word, and I'm really pumped because Paulie Shaw is here tonight. He's a top star, I'm his biggest fan, love his films. I'm just going to ask him for a few pointers. So, Paulie, and wish him luck. Hi, Paulie.
Yeah.
Alan, I'm a new presenter.
Hi, Alan,
just here to say good luck.
No.
Hey, look at this.
No.
Champagne, ladies.
No, see.
Not bad, they treat you well, Paulie.
No, the situation is they're not actually mine, no.
No.
But what they are... No, the producers just want to make me feel happy, but they don't. I don't know if they really like. Let me see if I can squeeze them. Come on.
Paulie, I'm sorry. I'm a new presenter on The Word, and all I want. Hey, thanks a lot, Paulie. Thanks to you, Terry.
Girls, don't even. They're my girls. Come on.
Same Paulie as he was before. He hasn't changed one bit.
It's happened to all of us, that. It just goes with the job, really. And I did give Alan a bit of advice that John Bobbitt passed on to me. He said, no matter how bad things get, Terry, don't lose your head. Here's a band, though, who things have been getting better and better for them over the last couple of years. Been working hard, they've paid the dues. Please welcome Dodgy, and So Let Me Go Far.
So in the morning I awoke, I turned my eyes towards the rose. I swallowed hard and smelled the air. I cursed this world for not being fair. Oh, in the morning I awoke. So let me go far. Said let me know, 'cause I keep walking, please let me know. You got to let me know. My belly yearns for food and drink, and my heart it yearns as always. Those pills you gave me for the pain made my mind never feel the same. No, I won't see my home again. Vultures swoop above my love. The wisdom palace steeple shine. I'm not longing for the truth. Keeps me clinging to my youth. When what was truly mine. So let me go far.
That's dodgy, so let me go far. Taken from their second album, Homegrown, which I'm sure quite a few people will be sampling along the way. Now, you saw him earlier on, but our first guest tonight could be described as cruder than Roy Chubby Brown, more tasteless than Bernard Manning, and thankfully a damn sight cheaper than Eddie Murphy. Take a look at this.
Wild man Pauly Shore, star of hit movies California Man and Son-in-Law, is America's biggest comedy sensation. His vulgar stage act may be triple X, but he sells out arenas across the states, and his libido and popularity are still growing. Welcome to the Word, Pauly.
Crap, yes, we're on. Take a seat, man.
I feel like stage diving, man. I feel like just stage diving, man.
No, you can go out and play, just come home when the street lights come on.
Look at all these people, man. What's up, man? I know they don't recognize me because do you guys see California Man? Because I had the long hair, right? Yeah. And now it's like cut off, I look like John McEnroe and stuff. But you know, thank you. Okay.
Take a seat.
Okay,
now you've just arrived in London,
right.
haven't you? You've just arrived in London. You've come from a massive sellout tour, the Pink Diggly Diggly tour.
Pink Diggly Diggly tour.
Very tasteful.
It's been pretty fun. I've noticed though, I'm touring around and I'm coming to places like this place, and I've noticed when I go to different places, there's so many beautiful girls. But I notice in London, England, I swear to God, the most beautiful girls in the whole world, man. And there's like, where I'm from in Los Angeles, there's a lot of beautiful girls too, but most of them have penises, you know? You know, that's great, meet some girl, get her back to your pad, you're just about to put it in and you bump heads, man. You know, you don't want to go helmet to helmet, it's kind of taxing.
But you were also, so have you sorted...
Are you sure this is on right now?
Oh, this is on right now, so have you sorted yourself out any British women? Because you've only just arrived here, so have you already sorted you out a nice British girl to show you the sights?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
You're looking...
No, I just came here to do your show because you guys flew me in for this.
That's lovely. Paying him a fortune to be able to retire on this. I mean, you actually went to the Beverly Hills
High School. You guys are so funny. What?
You actually went to the Beverly Hills High School, didn't you? Was it like 90210?
No. The real Beverly Hills High School is more Iranian kids. So it's really called Beverly Hills School. No, it was cool. It was cool going to Beverly Hills High School, but you don't want to really mess with the Iranian kids there because they won't beat you up. They'll blow your house up, you know? I don't care. Screw it. I blow it. I don't care. No, but you know what's funny about the senior, I swear to God, at my school, at Beverly Hills High School, the senior voted most likely to succeed at my school was a kid named Fazil Khadabahu Banama. The guy was the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, right? Mm-hmm. Of course he's going to succeed. He's worth $200 million. And I remember the guy that he beat was a Jewish kid. He offered me $99.95. Thank you. Thank you. No, just kidding.
Very good. That's a big giver. But Paulie, let's be honest.
They think I like smoked a sticky punch or something.
Let's be honest about this. You do come from quite a wealthy family, don't you? Like your mum owns...
not wealthy. Well, they used to be wealthy. The comedy business in California isn't like it used to be.
Because they own the Comedy Store and all that. I mean, you had people like Robin Williams babysitting for you when you were a kid.
Yeah. Actually, my dad actually opened for Elvis Presley, that's how I got this scar right here. See this? He was bouncing on my knee. You know, like, hey, Elvis, watch out your burns, man.
Have you actually got a photo of that and everything?
What?
Have you got a photo of you with Elvis?
A photo of me with Elvis? No, I don't. But I remember Mento, man, Mento.
But what was Robin Williams like then as a babysitter?
Well, Robin Williams, she owned a place called the Comedy Store. For those of you people, a lot of stand-up comedians, come from all over the world to meet her. And Robin Williams, do you guys remember Mork and Mindy? Yeah. He used to come to my house and pick up his little check, his little $25 check. And he, back then, I swear to God, would come up to me and go, nanu, 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 nanu. Just when he was just back then. And then they're all sitting there going. So that was really it.
Cocaine and potato chips in the fridge. Listen, you're going to stay with us, aren't you?
I'd love to
for the rest of the
stay
show.
here in England. I'd love it.
We'll let you have a bit of a riot as well later on. Meanwhile, for those guys out there who get the rocks off by girls who, you know, screaming the socks off, take a look at this. It's right up your street.
Hi, my name is Julie Strain.
Hi, I'm Brink Stevens.
Hi, I'm Monique Gabriel.
Brink Stevens, Julie Strain and Monique Gabriel are not exactly your household names, but these girls are the superstars of straight-to-video. They shift hundreds of thousands of horror movies each year. They're the gore whores, they're the scream queens.
For horror junkies, scream queens are the main attraction. They just love to watch these girls die and die and die. And the queen of the queens is Brink Stevens.
Obviously, a scream queen is an actress that appears in low-budget B-movies, horror films that go directly to video. And it's a girl who very often is menaced by a monster or takes her clothes off and takes a shower and then dies horribly. I had been doing science. I was a scientist for San Onofre nuclear power plant doing environmental impact studies, and I couldn't get a job in science in San Diego, so I moved up to Los Angeles, was looking for a science job there, and I happened to walk by a casting office one day, and they saw me walk by and called me in and put me in a movie the next day.
I'm doing my nails. Do you mind?
In the last 15 years, Brink's made over 100 movies, with a little help from legendary B-movie director Fred Olin Ray.
I think men are the principal audience for these kinds of movies. Absolutely, or else they wouldn't have so many shower scenes in them. They're the cleanest actresses in Hollywood. There's a lot of nudity in these pictures because the people who rent them demand it. We'd all love to make, you know, little family movies, and I'd love to do E.T., but the bottom line is that people want to see these girls naked. It's very much like whipping a cake, and I think the girls are the frosting and the decoration on top, aren't they?
After years in the business, Brink Stevens has risen from mere decoration to cult figure. She's even released a video for would-be scream queens.
The first thing you have to remember in taking a movie shower is never start the water beforehand.
And the next generation of screamers are learning fast and are hot on her heels.
I was in 100 movies, and I've starred in 24 of them. But now they all want that instant celebrity, and they all want their 15 minutes of fame, and I feel like they'll get it, but that's probably all they'll ever get. And they know that, too, and they will scratch and claw their way over any body to get to the top.
And two hopeful contenders for the Scream Queen throne are Julie Strain and Monique Gabriel.
Hi. Hello. Welcome to the Scream Queen penthouse.
Monique and Julie live a quiet and retiring life in their Hollywood Hills penthouse, and when they're not rehearsing for their latest movie, they're busy counting the cash from their extensive merchandise range, which includes trading cards at $30, signed underwear at $25, and at $50 you can get the ever-popular nipple print.
What does it take to be a scream queen?
Big tits.
Not necessarily. There are a few who don't have...
But they have to scream a lot louder.
But, yes.
The bigger your tits are, the less you have to scream.
And the Scream Queen phenomenon continues. Every year, thousands of fans buy the magazines, read the comic books, and join the fan clubs, bringing in thousands of dollars a month, keeping their manager very busy indeed.
A lot of people might see this and say, oh, he's just kind of exploiting girls because they've got their tits out, and he's just kind of a dirty old pervert. What would you say to that?
I say you're right. You are. How did you guess? Geez, you are just a genius. Meanwhile, we get their orders in, you know.
It's a man's world, and men are always going to perceive beautiful women, even if they don't take off their clothes, as a bimbo.
Sometimes when I go on tour with them doing appearances, I feel like a guy in the carnival, you know. It's like, step right up, see the busty ladies, see them defy gravity. It's like an easy thing to sell, beauty. It sells like crazy.
And I couldn't leave the Scream Queen penthouse without buying a little souvenir.
Terry, these are for you.
Is that our camera? Couple of... Have you seen them? No, actually... actually, they were white. I just put them in with my usual wash. And for those of you at home who think that that item was just a gratuitous excuse to show some naked breasts on the show, you're right. Okay,
yeah.
now...
That was just...
Are they your ideal women?
I actually know the one in the brown hair, Julie.
In the brown
No,
hair?
she's a nice... Her name's Julie Strange. She does Penthouse modeling or whatever. She's a very nice girl, but she is what she is. She tours around and she spreads her legs and shows her breasts and she makes money and hopefully she has a brain too. Right? Because the thing is, girls and stuff, I mean, you know, when you're young, you can do all that stuff, but after a while, you gotta have a little bit of acknowledgement, don't you think?
Well, yes,
right?
yes.
I mean, it's not all about just, you know... you guys are going, bullshit!
Well, of course they are. In fact, a friend of mine has got, well, I suppose a showbiz buddy of mine, Bridget Nielsen, actually rung me up last week, because she's done this advert that's been banned all over Europe from being shown on the TV. However, I've got a copy of it, and I'd like to show it now. This is the advert they tried to ban, starring Bridget Nielsen. Have a look.
Lagertop. Bridget Nielsen is a great dame, and she proves it with this remarkable performance. The ex-Mrs. Stallone was paid around £30,000 to star in this Carlsberg commercial, currently being shown in Denmark. However, advertising authorities took exception to her talents and banned the advert. Apparently they think Miss Nielsen's role as a buxom barmaid is too over the top. Oh, Bridget, you're probably the greatest actress in the world.
What can I say? No, she's a very talented woman, and next week we'll show you how she gets a cork out of a wine bottle. That's the big one, isn't it? We'll be back after the break. Paulie Shaw will still be here. Danny will be coming up on the couch. She'll be joined by the beautiful Carrie Otis. And we'll also be speaking to Dale Winton of Supermarket Sweet fame. We'll see you after the break.
Which star has collected over 2,000 condoms? Is it Don Johnson, Rob Lowe, Janet Jackson, or Zsa Zsa Gabor? Find out after the break.
The Word.
This is a radar aerial, and this is a beam of something. And that's how space works.
The Word.
We asked you which star has collected over 2,000 condoms. The answer is Janet Jackson. After all, sex isn't child's play, right, Janet?
You've been waiting for all week long. Stay with us because Terry will be meeting the most glamorous 12-year-olds in America, and I'll be meeting the beautiful Carrie Otis. What do you think of that?
At first, they're raunchy, they're raring to go...
No, don't look. You can't do it that way. You gotta do it this way. Okay, if you guys are gonna do it right. You gotta go, they're raunchy, they're racy, and they're raring to go.
Paulie, I did it that way.
I know, but I just wanted to be on TV once.
No, that's it. This is YNV, and they're gonna sing Chocolate!
Chocolate tie, alone high, that you can pass by. A little smoke, I will let you choke. Oh, and there's no antidote. Chocolate tie. Do you like my chocolate tie? Will you then you really know that this ain't no joke. Get deep in your mind, I'm one of a kind. Addicted to too much chocolate time. Do you like my chocolate time? Guaranteed to get you high. Come taste my chocolate time. You're in love with chocolate time. It's that gangsta high. It'll make you sweat all night. It'll make you feel just right. And when you take a toke, you'll get caught up in my smoke. Guaranteed to take you there. Now you're in paradise. Oh yes, baby, you're addicted to my chocolate time. Will you light up my chocolate time? It will get you real high. Chocolate high like my body. Come on, wanna take a smoke? I'm the lady you should. Won't you taste that little chocolate time? You messed around. I'm sure to get you high. My chocolate time.
Yes, that was YNV with Chocolate, and that's due out next Monday. And watch out for their debut album, which will also be released earlier next year. Now, my next guest is probably amongst the most photographic women in the world. Well, one of the most photographed women in the world, and she's turned from supermodel to actress, and she's probably most known in this country for her most publicised run-ins with her ex-leading man. Let's have a look.
At 19, supermodel Carrie Otis shot to stardom in the steamy movie Wild Orchid and fell in love and married her co-star Mickey Rourke. Their marital bust-ups have made headlines around the world, and now she's returned to the catwalk. But is she young, free and single? Let's find out. Welcome to The Word, Carrie.
Is she beautiful?
I want to swap places. You want me to meet you? Holding myself back.
Thank you. As we just heard, they're going wild for you, Carrie. They're going wild. As we just heard, you're returning back to the catwalk, right? Why are you doing that?
Why am I doing that? My first shows were in Milan, and basically I was doing that for the simple fact that I am now a single woman, and as a single woman you have to fend for yourself and also make a living.
Did you hear that, guys? She's single.
Essentially, basically, just for monetary reasons, but it was really good exposure to show people that I wasn't just this kind of like battered human being back at home. And
so
it's,
basically, she's okay now. She's
basically, I'm okay now, and I'm feeling fine. Exactly. I have success for that. Thank you.
I thought you hated modeling. You disliked it, didn't you? When you originally did it?
Yeah, I mean, part of me does. I mean, it has to do with the physical body, and there's so much more going on, and there's so many... I mean, I've been doing this for 11 years now, and there's so many young women out there that are, being exposed to modeling, and essentially the one thing that it focuses on is the physical body. It's not about... I mean, you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist, to be a model, and... there's so much more to life. And so for me, that was a bit of a struggle. And also, I'm at this point right now in my life where, it's better than waitressing.
Because, I mean, you're
I could easily do that.
Sure.
But also, this is...
I was going to say, the public have been on your case, not only in this country, but also in the States for, over the last few years. I mean, throughout the beginning of your marriage and onwards.
Absolutely.
And why do you think they've been so on your case? I mean, they've given you guys a hard time.
I think anybody in a high-profile or kind of celebrity-related relationship because it's easy for people to speculate about. And also, you know, I did stop modeling for, what, 2 years, you know, so it's been a big step for me to kind of get back out there and do it again.
It seemed like a fairy tale romance, supermodel marrying movie star. Was it anything like that at all?
But isn't that always the fairy tale romance? I mean, supermodel marrying rock star, supermodel marrying...
Comedian.
Comedian or supermodel marrying, you know, actor. I mean, it is.
Now, you're not just famous for obviously marrying Mickey Rourke. You're also famous for that...
No, I mean, I had a big career also quite beforehand.
You had that. You did that rather explicit movie called Wild Orchid. I'm sure you lot have seen it. And what do you think of that movie now? Have you seen it back since?
It's actually, that was probably the most traumatic parts of my life. I mean, to recover from that and the exploitation, and I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. You know, it was a very difficult...
Do you think that you were exploited, and that most young actors trying to break into the movie business are exploited and have to do nude scenes?
I mean, I really can't speak for anybody else except for myself. And, you know, I was 19 when I did that film, and I was thrown into a situation, and, you know, there were a lot of variables that had to do with that, and including, you know, the producer on that film selling, you know, the stills from that film to put into Playboy when Hugh Hefner also asked me personally to, you know, do what Cindy Crawford's done and do something for Playboy, and I'd always said no. And the last thing I wanted to see, especially from that film, was, you know, these stills.
Okay, well,
you know,
we're going to talk to you later on.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. You're going to stay for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I mean, what I was wondering is that you always see, you never seem to have an outrageous image at all, and yet I heard this story that you were found walking naked around the corridor of a hotel in Italy, just wearing
If
some
I had the
boots.
balls to do that, I would, sweetie. You know, I mean, shit, I would love to meet that
So is that
woman.
made up? Is that made up?
Is it made up? Basically, I'll put it this way. If I had the balls to do it, I probably would. I don't, though. So whoever that woman was, you know, bravo to her.
I was going to apply for a job there, actually. Still, never mind about that. Now, a lot of people think that we talk too much about sex on this. In fact, we probably talk more about sex on this show than do it. Well, we thought we'd put that to the test in our audience with Alan.
Hi. Hi, I'm Alan Connor. Appearances can be deceptive. The audience here look pretty saucy, but is that the case? Let's go find out. Hiya, I'm Alan. What's your name?
Emma.
Emma. And when was the last time you had sex, Emma?
About 4 months ago.
4 months. Was it any good?
Pretty good, yeah.
Good, I'm pleased for you. More soon, I hope. See ya, yeah, see ya. Hi, I'm Alan. What's your name?
John.
John, and when was the last time you had sex, John?
Months.
Months as well?
Yeah.
Jimmy, not as pretty as we
It's a sad
thought.
town, isn't it?
OK, but you're looking forward to some more?
Definitely.
That's nice. Let's just try one more guy. Hi, my name's Alan. What's yours?
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. And when was the last time you had sex, Jolyon?
A couple of nights ago.
A couple of nights ago. But your favourite time is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. I'll tell you how I knew that. You're not here to see the word tonight, Jolyon. No. Tonight, Jolyon Horowitz. Is this your sex life? Sit yourself down. Yes, tonight, Jolyon Horowitz, is this your sex life? We've got a whole bed full of surprises coming up for you. But first, none of this would have been possible without the help of one very special lady. Do you remember this voice?
People may call you Stumpy, but to me, you're a giant of a love machine.
Yes, it's your girlfriend of 2 years, Layla! Little kiss for Jolyon as well. That's nice. Now, Layla, if anyone's qualified to talk about what Jolyon's like in bed, it's got to be you. So, come on, be candid. How does he fare?
He's hot, very like a stallion.
Really?
And extremely kinky.
I can see that. And this Stumpy nickname, that's just because he's a bit short?
Yeah, that's just it. It's not short where it counts.
No, OK, that's nice. Well, why don't you two go and sit down and whisper some sweet nothings to each other, and we'll get on with the show. OK. His girlfriend, Layla. Jolyon, we've heard you're good in bed, and we know that you've had a lot of practice, as we're about to find out. Yes, tonight, Jolyon Stephen Brewster Horroyd, is this your sex life? You were born in Macclesfield on the 7th of December, 1969. January, yes, that's what it says here. A bonny boy with a roving eye, which was ultimately to get you into trouble time and time again. Do you remember this voice?
You were my first true love, but when I found out you'd been spying on your next-door neighbour in her bedroom, it had to be the end.
Oh, well, we've flown her in all the way from Frances Avignon. You know who she is as well as I do. It's your first girlfriend, Laura Turner. Reunited at last. Now, Laura, let me get this straight. You're going out with Jolyon and he was spying on the neighbour with binoculars.
Yes, he was.
That's not very nice. Do you feel happy talking about this on the telly?
Yes, fine, why not? I've rehearsed it, so it's no problem.
What? No, you haven't rehearsed it.
Sorry.
So what exactly happened that night? I'm curious to hear for the first time.
Well, it wasn't a night, I just heard about it, but what happened, I got very jealous, actually. It was after we finished going out with each other. And even to the extent that he started writing on the wall about this girl, you see, so I just...
You wrote her name on the wall?
Yeah, I just
Well,
got
that must have been a bit of a
black
clue
marker
as to
and
that
crossed
something
it
was
all
going wrong. OK, well, it's nice that you've come in. Now, you stay here. Normally, for everyone else, we'd have to move on because this would be the end of things, but not for you, Joy Boy. Oh, no. Do you remember this voice?
I only went out with him to get rid of him.
Oh. Well, it's that next-door neighbour that you were spying on, Gillian Lomax. Gillian, hi. Did you actually know that Jolyon was spying on you?
Well, he made it pretty obvious, because he used to follow me around on his BMX bike and throw me love letters over the fence, so it was pretty obvious.
And you went out with him to get rid of him. How did that fare?
Well, once I got to know him, he was fairly nice, so yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that's nice.
Well.
That's nice. I'm glad to hear that. OK, well, the pair of you've done well here. You've had a lot of fun now. Scram over to the seats. Laura Taylor and Gillian Lomax. OK, Jolyon, during those difficult early years, it really does look like a case of look but don't touch when it comes to ladies. But all that was about to change when you met a very special woman. Do you recognise this voice?
It was cold on the beach that day, but it was warm in your arms.
Oh, you came to her a boy, but you left her a man. The girl to whom you lost your virginity, Melanie Pike. Steady, steady, steady. Melanie can't be with us tonight. That's no reflection on your sexual prowess, Jolyon. Don't worry about that. Maybe she couldn't make the bus or something like that. I'm not sure, but surely it doesn't mean anything. She sent you a very special message from a very special location.
Hi, Jolyon. Sorry I can't be with you on your special night, but here I am down on Budley Beach, where we once had a special night together. Remember? We said to be gentle with you, but on these pebbles it wasn't easy, so I'll send you some as a souvenir.
Melanie Pike! Jolyon, it must have been hard to get your rocks off, but here we are, a few rocks from the beach. Jolyon, what are your memories of that lovely night? Hazy.
Pebbly, I think. Pebbly. Cold pebbles and, yeah.
Well, you put them in your bed, robble around on them, and maybe that'll remind you what it was like that time. OK, Jolyon Holroyd, is this your sex life? We've already heard what kind of love you are from your good lady here. We've been back to what's it called, Budley Beach, and we've heard about your informal neighbourhood watch scheme, which is nice. But as always, we've saved the best till last. Surely you must recognise this voice.
Hey, Joe, hasn't anybody ever told you not to open other people's mail?
That's a slightly enigmatic message. But if that's made you confused, here's a very good friend of yours, Mark Kay, at a very familiar location to make things a little bit clearer.
Hiya, Joe. Remember the old lazy house? Not much left now, eh? It was about right there. Two's company, three's a crowd, but not on that night, eh?
Yes, you had free-to-bed sex on that very spot with your mate Mark and another very special woman. Do you recognise this voice?
Well, our love palace may be in ruins, but at least we'll always have the memories of that night.
It's the third member of that bizarre love triangle, Menage a Trois, Joe Marks. So, hi. That sounds a little bit too saucy for my liking. Let me just get it straight. I doubt it's true. You had sex with that guy and that guy at the same time.
Well, what happened? We went out for a drink and they started plying me with more booze.
Oh, that old chestnut.
And more, and to be quite honest, I can't really remember a lot about it, but it was a giggle.
Okay, morning after?
A bit of a haze.
Any feelings of sickness?
A few.
Mental, emotional, as well as the pure physical. Okay, that's cool. Well, thanks a lot, Joe. You sit yourself down. That's Joe Marks, ladies and gentlemen. Julian, stand yourself up. What a lady and what a night. Well, we've had a few surprises for you in store, and we've been back through the past. All those memories are kept here for you in this lovely blue book. Julian, come to the front of the stage. Tonight, Julian Holroyd. Is this your sex life?
Well, I do like it. I do like it when they all get on.
We want to know where Bubbles Beach is.
Bodmin Beach.
Oh, Bodmin Beach.
Devon or Cornwall somewhere, isn't it? No, I do like it when they all get on like that together.
Yeah.
I dread something like that.
I would absolutely hate that. What about you?
Hate
Would
that.
someone you brought back someone?
Somebody
from the
right and
past?
dragged up your past like that.
Yeah, it kind of is really tedious and
hate it.
fucking boring.
Oh, now, come right out and say it. You know, tell us how you really feel. Actually, Paulie, what would you hate it if something like that happened to you?
I can't understand what you're saying, man. I can't, I swear to God, I can't understand.
Okay. Do you recognise this voice, then?
You were my date at the high school prom, but believe me, you are my second choice.
Second choice? Who could that be? Yes, actually, it's Amy Cohen, the girl who asked you to high school prom. And she's with us now live from Los Angeles. Amy.
No! This isn't true.
Hi, Polly.
Hello.
Oh, she looks lovely. Wasted on you, Paulie.
No, yeah,
Amy, what happened with the prom?
Oh, my God,
How did you come to have a date with Paulie?
I can barely understand you either, Terry.
Oh, thanks a lot. How?
Don't say anything mean. I was a nice guy. Just remember that, okay?
He was a very nice guy.
Okay.
Cool. I had a wonderful time with Paul.
We went, it was me, you, Glenn, and Mike Matuzek.
Mike and...
Yeah, the whole gang. We had a good time.
That's not a date. That's an orgy, that. Listen, you're better off without him, love.
No.
Believe you
It was
me.
anything but an orgy.
Why, did he
We all
not come up to the
passed
mark? Listen, thank you very much, Amy. Thanks for talking to us.
Oh.
You have to go away then with it.
I know. Lovely. There you go. Brilliant. We will be back. We will be back after the break. We've got to rush off. After the break, we'll be here with Dale Winton. See you then.
Which star's mother used to wash windows at Disney World? Find out after the break.
The word.
And here come the Belgians!
The word.
We asked you which star's mother used to wash windows at Disney World. The answer is Wesley Snipes. It's all right, Wesley. Mum's the word.
Welcome back to the show. Still with me, of course, the divine and demure and beautiful Carrie Otis and Paulie Shaw. No, you don't like Paulie.
That was what you did
the
there. Well, you're lucky we're in London, man.
No, that was nice. If you've got a free weekend, watch me lips now, kid, because you're having difficulty.
But you know what? She's a nice girl, and she's a nice girl, that girl.
And you're a nice boy.
Yeah,
a very
we're all
rich,
nice
nice boy.
Girls.
That's what it is. Listen, you're going to stay with us. You seem really happy to be here, Carrie.
Oh,
And we're...
I'm so thrilled after seeing Polly's little entrance.
That's okay. And we're glad that you're here.
Entrance from
But our final guest tonight, actually, is a cult hero in TV land. And he will certainly have no worries about 24-hour shopping in this country if this particular little ditty gets to #1 in the Christmas charts. Take a look at this.
Shelf life. You've seen the show, you've bought the shopping, now hear the song. Yes, MC Dale Winton has taken all the glamour of his hit show, Supermarket Sweep, and committed it to vinyl.
Hello, Word Watchers. Yes, I'm MC Dale, and I have a great little song for you this Christmas. It's a catchy little fella, and I have a funny feeling it's going to have you dancing in the aisles of these feet. Go wild in the aisles.
Will you dance with me? Do it one more time to the music. Take a chance with me. Do it one more time, please, boy. Will you dance with me? Do it one more time to the music. Take a chance with me. Do it one more time, please, boy.
Next time you're at the checkout and you hear the beep. Next time you're at the checkout and you hear the beep.
Groovy Dale, you certainly are value for money.
Look at it, Dale Winton. I mean, that's how It's fantastic to get you in. Now, is that going to be the Christmas #1 in the charts? Put us out of our misery.
Oh, it's astounding, isn't it? It's astounding. I mean, I don't think it's the #1. I don't think it's
Potentially.
Because it was made as a giggle. I mean, I have to tell you that no,
Really?
no, seriously. Well,
I've been
actually,
studying the lyrics.
No, listen. What happened was I was watching the news.
Now it's more mainstream.
Well, are you aware of the George Michael case? Oh, it is. Are you aware of the George Michael case?
Yes.
He said, "I will never sing again." So I thought, well, there's a gap in the market here.
That's right.
There is the gap in
And what's the album going to be called? Is it going to be called Now That's What I Call Cheap Self-Publicity?
No, actually, this is really
Volume
interesting.
1?
Now, behave. Now, you heard about the concept albums in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
It was all peace and love. In the 70s, it was sort of like anarchy with punk in the late 70s, early 80s. Well, I'm bringing back the concept album. Shopping.
Shopping.
No,
You've actually put the sex back into shopping, though, haven't you?
Have I?
Oh, why, yeah.
How so?
Well, we have very sexy tins of tuna fish. No, we do, Carrie. You must shop in my store.
Honestly, dear heart, I don't believe that. At all.
It's true, though, isn't it?
Oh, aye, yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
what's this? You're going to be in the indie charts if it's a hit. You'll be in the indie charts alongside Oasis, and also you've been in smash hits between East 17 and Take That in the posters page.
What happened was...
you've made it.
I know, but what happened was, it's really weird, because, you know, you read about when you make a record, and you can do all the publicity that goes with it.
You're actually, no, seriously, you're actually putting this out to a CD or something?
Oh, yeah!
Are you serious, or are you guys just
It's
kidding?
nearly as classy as your act, Paulie. It really is. It's No, it's a record. Will you buy it?
What do you think the appeal is, though, of the Dale Winton persona and Supermarket Sweep? Because it's like you're a big cult figure, aren't you, with students and everything?
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me. It's the show. It's the show. It's the show rather than me. I mean, it's such an unusual idea. Set a quiz show in a supermarket and go wild with your trolley. I mean, for goodness sake,
It's
you know.
like
go off
Robin
your
Leach
trolley.
on the lifestyles of the
That's
rich
right.
and famous,
That's right.
And they're not
That
so
sucks,
rich.
though. That's really disgusting.
What is? No, they win £75 sometimes.
No, you
don't
can
they?
win £2,000. £2,000 you can win.
I've missed that one, Dale.
No, they win. We do 75 shows, and it works out that 1 in 3 win the £2,000. So you get something like 26 winners out of 75 shows.
Do you actually get groupies, Dale Winton groupies, from all his
Are you-
housewives?
I don't know, I'd like a few groupies. That would be quite nice. No groupies. Who said yes?
I know.
I'm
I don't know
here.
if Paulie's going to bring out a record.
A what?
A record.
A record?
You've got your pink diggly
I got a
diggly,
pink diggly diggly.
which is your cassette. Well, but you've got
My CD,
groupies,
yeah.
haven't you, Paulie?
Excuse me?
You've got groupies, haven't you, Paulie?
I guess, if that's what you think, they're...
There you go. There's one there.
They follow you around the world.
No, I don't have... No, I'm here to perform for you guys, man. This is your thing.
Thanks, Paulie.
He's such he is such a lovely lad. I mean, a lot of people... Somebody described you, though, as a train spotter's friend, Dale. How do you think...
A train
how do you feel
spotter's
about that?
friend. Well, actually, I've got some good friends who are train spotters, Terry. No, I have. It's true. It's true. What do they mean by that exactly?
I think that people who enjoy spotting trains as a hobby
Like watching Supermarket
watching
Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep.
Well, it's really well. We got a lot of students, which is really great. And when we did the first series, we had like 27,000 people wrote in to take part in Series 2, and like 10,000 were students, which was great. And I suddenly thought, oh, this is great. The students love me. Then I twigged. It's because your lectures don't start till 10 o'clock, right? So then you watch this, and then you go to the lectures.
If they go to the lecture to talk.
Oh, poor.
Now, you two have been talking amongst yourselves. This guy is a national hero, Carrie, and it's like laughing at the Queen.
I'm not.
No, I don't mean like that. Go away. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And so should you.
No, I wish you all the luck with your record. Thanks for coming in, Dale.
Thanks,
Brilliant to have him, Dale Winton. Thank you. It's been a lovely karaoke. You can treat me with scorn any time. And thank you, Paulie Shaw. And we'll be back next
We've
week.
got great things on next week's show, but now give it up for our last band of the evening. It is, of course,
Jaleesa Anderson and...
Hold My Peace.
I won't give up now. Hey, I wanna be free. Yes, I wanna be free. Teaching everybody love, it ain't easy now. Oh, man needs a helping hand, but nobody cares. The hustler sells the dope that makes him a rich man, while the children are fighting, trying to find a place to stay. Oh, if we can try to live, not just to take but give, so that our hearts can heal. Whatever it is that won't let me hold my peace, no. Whatever it is that won't let me hold my peace. I won't give up, baby. No, I won't accept it, no. Angels in the city, dressed up as the devil, selling dreams to heaven every day. Preacher teaches boy to pray down on his knees, while his hands are free to play, trying to steal the prize away. Oh, if we can try to live, not just to take but give. If we can try to live, not just to take but give, so that our hearts can I won't accept it, no. I won't back down, I won't back down, I won't back down. I won't give up, baby. I just can't I won't let me, whatever it is, I won't let me hold my peace.
Look, in my country, my name means no shoes. But look, I wear shoes.